Hey, what's up guys, it's Apollo Uchiha here and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm back with a new short movie. The name of the short movie is What If Naruto Was Raised by the ANbus, and yeah guys, it is an unscripted short movie and my own idea. Now before continuing this, I've been thinking a lot. Since the beginning of this month, I have been making a lot of dark Naruto what ifs, and some of them were your idea. I kind of want to make something, lightheaded and kind of, fluffy type thing. But I thought, why not add a serious mix to it? So yeah, this story came to my mind. So I hope you enjoy it, and if you do, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel. And tomorrow is going to be a movie day or a short movie day, I don't know, but hopefully a movie, fingers crossed. So please send in your ideas in the comment section. And moving onwards, yeah, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel. And without any further ado, let's begin with our today's short movie. Our story begins with Hiruzen Sarutobi in Konoha Gakure no Sato, inside the Hokage office. It has been 2 days since the Kyuubi's attack, and everything has settled down. So far, the people, still shaken, have been getting out of their shell and have been going back to their normal life. The shinobis have been trying their best to clean out the debris and rebuild the village with the helpers sent by the daimyo. They were all grateful that they were at least able to survive the greatest catastrophe they had ever faced after the first and second and third Great Shinobi War, and that was the Kyuubi no Yoko itself. As now we see, Hiruzen was not alone in this room, because in this room stood Danzo Shimura, Koharu, and Homura, and not only them, Anbu commander, who at one time was trained by Kushina, the newest Anbu commander, and not only him, Kakashi Hatake, his loyal Anbu and the leader of an Anbu squadron named Team Ryu was also present there, as was Jiraiya. As now we see, in the center of all of them was a table, the desk of the Hokage, as on top of that was a basket in which the legacy of the Yondaime Hokage Minato Namikaze was resting. The current Jinchuriki of Konoha Gakure, Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. Hiruzen, said Danzo, breaking the ice, the child will not have a normal life out there. He is the village weapon. Even if he is also a clan head, he has to be at least prepared to face all the dangers, and even be prepared if anyone should attack us. I have already heard the news and rumors that Eva is trying to make a perfect Jinchuriki like Kumo has been able to do so. We also need one. We have the strongest Bijo, and what good it is if we are not able to extract the full power and potential of it. Hold up there, Danzo, said Jiraiya. I think that is only a baseless rumor. They have tried, but the Jinchurikis have failed so far. And as for the young boy over there, what are you wanting for him? Not having a normal life? It isn't what his father and mother wanted. This isn't about them, said Danzo. This is about the safety and the future of the village. Don't you think I know that? I want this village to be secure and protected as well. But Naruto would do this once he grows up. He's just a kid right now. An infant boy who was born last night and lost most of his family. He's an orphan now. As that is when Dragon Anbu commander, who rarely spoke after taking the mentale of his predecessor, then spoke. He doesn't have lost all of his family. Kushina-sama at one time told me that I was, well, her family as well, and so could be said for Kakashi. So he has two brothers of a sort, and we would love to look after him. What do you mean by that, Dragon? Said Hiruzen, quite curious to see what he has to say. I'm thinking of instating Naruto into the Anbu sector. We will raise him there. As that is when everyone's eyes widen, as Danzo saw that as a win because the Jinchuriki would be trained enough. But Hiruzen was quite not sure, and Jiraiya, he was quite vocal. Are you sure about this, Dragon? I mean, would you really put their son in danger? Knowing that he could get hurt or even worse, killed if he's faced, you don't understand. He won't be able to go outside of the village until I see and deem fit and he comes of the age. And let's not forget, Jiraiya-sama, Hiruzen-sama, face the reality, you two. You should know that if there is a breach and leak in the information sector and somebody finds out that he is holding the Biju, what do you think will happen? Today, most out there have lost some of their loved ones, and they want revenge. I can see the hatred in their eyes. The shock, the horror, and the hatred, even in the young one's eyes. His life will be completely destroyed and devastated. Do you want him to be the constant target of abuse and even, I mean, assassinations? Then by all means place him there. But I would not hold back. Whoever tries to even harm him in any way will be punished by death immediately. I will order all of my ANbus. As now we see, Hiruzen knew what Dragon has pointed out was quite right, but he is a child, Dragon, said Jiraiya. You think that he hasn't any right to? You think that we won't be able to raise a child? I know it will be a hard job. Don't think badly of me, but Danzo is right. But I don't agree with his methods because I know he for sure will treat him like his rude tools that don't have any emotions. But I remember that Kushina-sama told me a Jinchuriki needs his emotion and to form a bond with the Biju. Now that I can agree with. But I will also train him in the arts of the Toad and make him a member of the Toad clan. When the time comes, we'll see about that. And Hiruzen-sama, I think we should agree with the elders. We need the Anbu sector to raise Naruto and make sure that he's not slacking off and he learn things. Don't worry, we'll make sure that he's protected and doesn't do any dangerous missions until the time comes. Fine. I guess this is doable. After all the solid evidence that you have given, I, Hiruzen Sarutobi, as the acting Hokage of Konoha Gakure, give you the permission to raise Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze inside the Anbu sector. As now we see, after that day, 5 years passed. As 5 years later, we see that in the Anbu sector training ground, a 5-year-old was training with a dummy in front of him, using taijutsu the best he could, and the dummy had a lot of cracks in it. This was specifically made for him, and he had taken a gank from Might Guy, one of a Jonin of Konoha, but also a resident at the Anbu sector because, well, once he was broke and two, he was working for Anbu, so yeah, he was there. And he has taken a shine to Naruto as well. The only thing Naruto didn't take a shine to and Guy was disappointed about was his bald haircut and him not talking about the power of youth and the green spandex hating. But aside from that, Naruto was very diligent and hard worker. But one thing was for certain, him being there and being serious was kind of cute to many of the older women there, but the girls his age would be impressed because he was showing the signs of muscular strength already at the age of 5. As he was going on hard, we see that Dragon came there. Kid, it's already morning. How long have you been here? Don't worry, Dragon-sama. I have rested. I woke up at 4 AM and have been here since then. With that mindset of yours, you're gonna be taking my mask in no time, kid, and my job. You better watch out, old man. I'm coming for your title. I will become the Anbu head commander. I see. That's good. That's the kind of spirit that will get you there where I am. But you still have a long way to go. As that is when we see if the other Anbus begin to come there. As Kakashi then said, Dragon-sama, good morning. Naruto as well. How long have you been here? As Yugao then said. Knowing him and his blaring alarm right next to my door room, 4 AM probably, right? Sorry about that, Yugao-ne-san. I had to train properly. Because Gai-sensei said that I have to train rigorously every day. And knowing that I have to make time for all of your classes, I have to make time for my taijutsu as well. I see. That is good, but you need to take a rest once in a while. No, that is not something I can do. Dragon-sama has taught me one thing, and one thing alone. Rigorous training and great mindset will get me anywhere I want and help me achieve anything I want in life. And more than anything, I want to protect my home, all of you, and I want to beat that old man to the bed and take his hat, said Naruto with a smirk as everyone chuckled at that. As now we see, after Naruto was done, they all went and had breakfast, and that is when Naruto's second training began with Kakashi, which was dealing with ninjutsu, as Kakashi was in charge of teaching him that. As after that we see, it was poison as well as Senbo needle class and chakra wires, and that was with Anko and Genma. And after that came the Kenjutsu class which was with Yagao. And finally, it was time to learn the most difficult subject that he had ever faced. The creation of seals, Winjutsu arts. He has mastered everything that the book has to offer. Unknown to him, everyone knew that this was the basics for the Uzumakis, but when the Uzumaki higher level books was presented to him, salvaged by Kushina Uzumaki herself from the Uzushio ruins, that is when Naruto was stuck, because they offered the creation variety which allowed the user to create their own level of seal. A seal so dangerous that it could be even far more dangerous type of arts than any other that shinobis learned. And that is why we see that only Dragon was able to learn somewhat, but he hoped that Naruto will be able to surpass him in that. And so, with this training regime going on and on, Naruto reached at the age of 8. As now we see in Hokage office, Danzo and the elders were in front of Hiruzen's office. Hiruzen, I have to say, the decision that you made 8 years ago have bore fruit. What do you mean by that? Naruto, haven't you heard? He saved the Hyuga princess from being kidnapped, and not only that, he was able to render the Kumo shinobi useless and knock them out with only taijutsu alone. I'm quite surprised that at his age he's able to beat the Jonin level shinobis. Please, they were low-level Jonins, and not only that, the kid has been trained by the best of our village, said Homura. As Koharu then said, but you gotta give the kid a credit. I mean, at his age, we were trying our best to learn how to even remember the history of the shinobi world, but he's out there making a history of his own, and his own legacy. I see that you three are quite happy with the results that have been born, and so am I, and to be honest, Naruto's results and his growth and development has shocked me even as well. In the shinobi field. What do you mean by that? In the shinobi field. He doesn't have any attachment to the village, and I worry about that. Aside from ANbus, knowing their job, they can die at any time. And Naruto, knowing how close he is, he might be going on a warpath because he is quite protective of his Nesans and Nisans when it comes to that. I see, said the three of them with a frown. Hiruzen, we have to make sure that the boy makes bonds in the village. I know, that is what I am worried about. Us, the older ones, me especially, I have been in Naruto's life, but how long can I be? I mean, his life is already just beginning, and he has no one outside of our circle, and outside of the Anbu sector that he knows or has formed any sort of bond with. That is what I worry about. I mean, what if all of us are gone, then what? I want the boy to carry out the legacy of his father and mother. If he wants to stay in the shadows, then we'll let him be, but he needs to have someone here in the village that will make sure that he is at least loyal to the village and loves to stay here, not just leave the village. There has been a time that in the past, after the wars when everyone was lost, many have left. Tsunade is a prime example, and she has the powers of the legendary slug Sanin. And not only that, she is a legendary Senju Konoichi in her own right. We have to make sure that that doesn't happen with Naruto. That is correct, and for the first time, I hate to say this, emotions in that boy are needed to be made. Even if they already exist, we need to make sure he shows emotions to others as well. I see. As that is when we see another knock on the door was heard as the door slid open and in came Hiyashi Hyuga. As he stood in front of Hiruzen Sarutobi, Hiruzen-sama. I did not knew that the eldest would have been visiting you at such time. We are already leaving. We have discussed what we wanted to discuss. You can go ahead and discuss what you want. As soon as the elders left and the doors closed shut, as their footsteps left the corridor, we see that Hiyashi then began. First of all, I would like to thank that shinobi who helped rescue my daughter and prevented us from killing those stupid idiots. Even if they deserved that, we were able to one-up Kumo and make sure that they don't make such a mistake ever again. Glad to see that you have a reasoning side over this. I know they were going after something stupid. This whole thing, it was a plan event. I know so now too. They were after the Byakugan more properly than ever. But that is not the reason why I'm here. I want to thank the young shinobi who, well, rescued my daughter. If I remember correctly, he had blonde hair, my daughter said, and blue eyes. And that could only mean one thing, that the child of Minato and Kushina is alive, isn't he? As that is when we see ANbus from the shadows appeared and they held katanas to the neck of a clan head, something that could be punishable by death. ANbus, said Hiruzen instantly, stand down and go back to your place, but the ANbus stood still. With all due respect to Kage-sama, and to you, Hiyashi-sama, this secret is an S-rank one, and punishable by death. Even if Hiruzen-sama stops us, Dragon-sama won't, so you better keep this secret and take it to your grave. Because that boy has gotten quite precious to us, and we will protect him, because he is one of us. And with that, the ANbus retreated back to the shadows, as now we see, for the first time, Hiyashi Hyuga, the stone-cold man known as the Iceman in Konoha, felt fear. Just how close that the boy has gotten to the ANbus, that even ANbus from his own clan were trying to threaten him and protect him. As now we see, Hiruzen then pinched the bridge of his nose. They're quite protective of the boy, so you shouldn't blurt out his name in front of anyone. You can call him Kitsune, the name we have given him. Kitsune, I see. Quite a fitting name knowing his... I told you not to blurt out words, Hiyashi, said Hiruzen with cold eyes as... Then again, a cold wave of shivers washed over him. I see. So now, tell me, what do you really want? I don't understand what you're trying to say. I guess that you know who the boy is, and you had something in mind that is why you came here. I do not think that this only means that you're here to thank him. I want that boy to make a closer bond with Hinata, and help her out to break her out of the shell, to make sure that she becomes a strong Konoichi, and if possible, Minato and I talked while we were drinking at the victory of the Third Great Shinobi War, and discussed something about political marriage. I don't have any official document, but I can testify that, if I have to. So, I was looking hopefully that there might be a possible way for that as well, said Hiyashi, trying his best to look calm, as Hiruzen looked at him with cold eyes, and calculating as well. As that is when he said, with closed eyes, alright, send in your daughter to the office tomorrow, and from there on, she will be moved to the ANbus sectors. Alongside Naruto, she will train there until they reach at the age of 8. And that is when we see they will be moving towards the academy, right? But they will continuously train after the academy. I see. So she'll be moving in with the Anbu sector squadron? Yes, she will be becoming a part of Naruto squadron. I'm sorry, what? A squadron that will be created with the new fresh blood of the Konoha shinobi. It is meant also for Naruto to help him out. Help him out, how so? Help him out in a way that he'll be loyal to the village. You see, his plan and goal for the future is to become the new dragon head commander Anbu of the whole village. And there needs to be a Kage to make sure that this is possible. As that is when Hiyashi realized what Hiruzen was implying. Are you saying that you're going to train Hinata to be the... Yes. And hopefully, as you said, an alliance will be made in the future. But we can never be so sure about that, now can we? You can leave. Are you satisfied with this though? Before you leave, I might ask. I am. Good. As after that we see that the next day, a timid Hinata arrived and was, well, left there with the bags, as she was quite fidgety in front of the leader of the said village. You don't have to be on guard, little one. You're going to be moving in with the Anbu squadron, where they will help you out to become the best Konoichi you can. And there is already someone there of your age, who might you remember from your encounter. As that is when Hinata's eyes widen. You mean Naruto-kun? So you do know his name? Yes, he told me. But, you know, that is a secret, right? So, friends can keep secrets for their friends, right? Of course, I know. Good. As after that day, we see ANbus took Hinata in as well, and her code name was written as Angel. A blank mask with wings engraved on them. As 3 more years passed, as Naruto has been sent on minor C-rank missions with Kakashi and his team, with Angel as well. Both Kitsune and Angel showed a lot of improvements as Kitsune and Angel trained in and improved not only in taijutsu but also in ninjutsu as well. And after 3 years, they were already put in bingo book with a level threat of C rank, and the bounty were still not placed on them. As now we see, Naruto was inside his room as many of the ANbus squadron members were there alongside with Hinata and some other girls. As Anko then said, "Well, Brad, I gotta give it to you. I, for one, did not think that you had it in you to enter a bingo book at such a young age. Weird like a badge of honor, Naruto," said another one. You're the youngest one to enter the bingo book. If you ask me, that says something about your progress. Thank you, everyone," said Naruto, as even Hinata congratulated him, and so did Naruto to her, as everyone was looking at them while they were staring at each other's eyes and had a little red hue on their face. As Anko was the one who said some words, breaking the silence. "Aw, aren't they just cute? Get married, you two, already." "Anko, they're actually quite young. They still have a lot of time to think about this," said Yukao Uzuki, as both of them were now crimson red as everyone laughed. As now we see, finally the day came when they were about to set foot into the academy and begin their academy years. As now we see both Hinata, who was now much more confident, and Naruto were standing in front of Hiruzen Sarutobi. "Seriously, Gigi, do we, I don't mean to be rude, have to go there? Like, I already know the basics and everything." "Well, that is where you're wrong, my young student," said Dragon as he came out of the shadows, as both of the younglings were quite surprised. "Dragon-sama? What do you mean by that?" said Naruto. "What I mean by that is, Naruto, is I'm quite disappointed in you. I thought you would be able to see underneath the underneath." "What do you mean by that?" "This is sort of like a mission, a long-term one. We need to make sure that both of you are able to, even in boring places, able to hold guard and your fort and be on alert. I will be checking both of your homeworks as well as everything you learn in the class will be tested by us, so you better make sure you prepare reports on whatever Iruka teaches you. Is that clear?" "Hi," said both of them, following the order of the pack, as now we see, after that Dragon left and Hiruzen silently thanked him. "Now that it is already cleared, how about both of you go at this address and enter the class?" As while they were walking there, now we see Naruto speak out. "I don't understand why we gotta go through this. Even if it is a mission, I mean, they could test it out on some other land. I mean, remember the Land of Waves where we had to go and take down a rogue shinobi of ours and turns out we had to help out the village?" "Of course, Naruto, I remember. That was the most dangerous mission and the closest we got to getting our first kill." As Naruto stopped, "I don't want to talk about that though." As Hinata, even though have steeled and become a better Konoichi, knew that Naruto was not ready to face his first kill. He knew that his appropriate age, as Dragon said, was approaching soon, which was decided at the age of 10, but even still, he was not ready and unsure. "I don't know that I'm ready yet." "There's still time to think about that, Naruto-kun. When the time comes, we will know if you're ready or not." As now we see, they entered the academy class and found out that there were a lot of other kids there. Luckily enough, they were inside civilian clothes. Hinata was wearing her usual attire while Naruto was wearing his orange jumpsuit that was given to him by his Gigi. So now we see both of them were seated together as the academy class began. And soon they began to realize in the first half when the break happened that the clan heads kids were quite weak, to be honest. And not only that, they were quite bragging brats as well. As Hinata, who had heard enough of the girls, was now nearing Naruto, who was sitting all alone under the shade of a tree. "Seriously, now I understand why you didn't want to visit here. But how did you know that, Naruto-kun?" "To be honest, I didn't. I just don't like this place." "I mean, you already know why, right? This is boring. But then again, it is kind of a patience test, I get it. If I have to become the Dragon Anbu commander one day, I have to pass this test as well." I will be there with you, Naruto. I have to also pass this test. As during the 3 year stay there, Hinata, through thoroughly teaching, manipulated by Hiruzen, was able to also realize that she had leader abilities and she could become quite a dangerous Konoichi in the future, as well as become the acting Kage. As soon after that, we see on the first day of their return, while they were returning back, Hinata decided that she would hit her home and meet her little sister for the time being, as Naruto dropped her nearby the Hyuga mansion where the Hyuga clan lived, which was near the Uchihas, which lived on the outer skirts of the village. As Naruto, while returning back, heard some screams as Naruto dashed towards there. After arriving there, he changed his clothes with a puff of smoke into the Anbu attire. As soon as he entered, he saw that many of the people lay dead, as now he knew that he needed to find out what is going on, so he made a lot of shadow clones and studied them out. As he was going through the whole compound, he found out Sasuke, who was standing in front of an Anbu himself. As before Itachi could cast a genjutsu on him, Naruto arrived just in time to save him. "You're okay, right?" "Yeah, what are you doing here?" "Calm down, everything will be fine." "Who are you? Wait." "No time to explain now, Sasuke." "Why are you doing this, Itachi-Nisan?" "Ah, young Naruto. So, you were here." "I was passing by. I heard some screams and knew something was off. I had to check it out." "Ah, I see. It is meant to be since you were raised by the ANbus. Taught by the best of the best, like yourself as well, remember?" "Of course I do. Why are you doing this?" "Why not, Naruto? I am doing this to achieve ultimate power." As Itachi showed Naruto his true form of eyes, as Naruto was shocked. Those eyes, are they the accursed eyes that you talked about?" "The curse of Uchiha. Yes, these are the eyes. But now I don't see them as curse. I see them as a power source." As now we see, that is when Itachi's parents, that said, more specifically his mother, "Itachi, don't hurt Sasuke." As Itachi turned towards his mother, "So you are still alive, mother. But you won't be for long." As before he could slash his katana into the abdomen of his mother again, Sasuke witnessed as Naruto now revealed to him, which was quite shocking, in the mask, as the young Anbu appeared in front of his mother with a katana of his own, holding him back. "Naruto, this is my task and mine alone, and not only that, this is my compound. I am not going to allow you to interfere in this. You are not from this clan or compound. Leave this matter to me. As a shinobi of Konoha, I won't allow you to massacre a clan. I don't know how many you have massacred, almost all of them. Some are still alive and hiding, but they won't be able to survive." As Naruto was for the first time enraged, and then something deeper and darker from within rose up, but not in a sinister way. "Kid, if you're gonna beat him, you're gonna need my help." "Kyubi, why are you so cooperative now?" "I'm gonna help you because I hate the Uchiha clans, but more than that, if anything I hate is a clan, people of their own kind killing each other, and that man is a monster much worse than I. So, you have my help." As now we see, Naruto with the power up from Kyubi was able to attack and withhold his stance against sorry about that, I had to cough, Itachi. And Itachi was quite surprised, but he deep down knew that it was because Naruto was channeling the Kyubi's chakra, so he's able to do that. "I guess I have no choice but to retreat for the time being." As Itachi disappeared in a murder of crows, but leaving a warning that he will come back for them. As in the meantime, Naruto called help for the ANbus by sending in a clone. As the ANbus arrived there, "Naruto, explain what happened here, this instantly," said Kakashi, but that is when he was halted by Dragon. "Anbu, Kitsune, you have 30 seconds to explain what happened and what went here." "Hi, sir." As now we see, Naruto explained everything and what happened here and his confrontation with Itachi. As after revealing everything, we see that Dragon then confirmed, "Are there any survivors? I have been searching for them with the help of my clones. Some have been found, some younglings as well. Unfortunately, no male has been left alive, and some of the females are dead as well. And as for the young ones, most of them are killed. Why would Itachi do this? I don't understand. Neither do I, to be honest, said Naruto, speaking to Kakashi. Enough! Anbu, spread out and gather as much as you can for those who have perished as well as for those who are survivors. Take them to the hospital. As for the perished, bury them here. And you, young one, he said, pointing towards Sasuke, are coming with me. As now we see, Sasuke was standing in front of the Hokage himself, as on one side was Dragon and on the other side was Kitsune. Gigi, enough, Naruto. This is not your time to interfere, said Hiruzen with a narrowed eye, looking towards Sasuke, who was looking down and was quite saddened by the fact. He still couldn't wrap his head around that his brother was the one who killed almost all of his clan and their father. Sasuke Uchiha, I am going to determine whether or not I should allow you from this day onwards to become a shinobi or not, based on your answer, so answer carefully. What is your future plans with the remaining clans, since now you are the clan head? I will look after them and protect them with everything I have. What about Konoha, who has failed to protect your clan? What do you see it in? They haven't. They arrived late, yes, but Naruto over here was able to protect me and my mother, and some of the people of my clan at least. We are not completely dead yet. I see. So you don't see Konoha as a threat, do you? No. If anyone is a threat to Konoha or anyone else, it is Itachi Nisan, and he needs to be taken care of. I have to speak to my mother with all due respect, Hokage-sama. Can we do this later? Of course, young man. We can. As now we see, Naruto then took him to his mother's room, while both Dragon and Hiruzen stood there. What do you think? Is he a fit for the third one? I think he would be fit, but let's be honest. Once they graduate, we're gonna split them up and make sure that they train with the different shinobis and konoichis from the Anbu sector, right? Of course, that is the plan. Move along with it. Hokage-sama, before I leave though, you knew about this, right? Knew about what? Nothing, sir. I know for sure that you think, Dragon, that I am involved in this. But know this. I had no other choice. What makes you think you have the right to say that, sir? You eradicated a whole clan by the order of Itachi. You and I both know Itachi is not like this. Why did he act out? It was because his father and the whole elders were planning a coup against the village. He was going to stop it with using Kodomatsukami, but something happened. His clan killed the person who was going to use it, and that awakened his Mangekyo, the curse of the Uchihas. Is that it? That's your baseless reason? No. He was approached at the time by someone claiming to be Madara Uchiha. Madara Uchiha. Is that person the same one involved in the QB attack? That was my thoughts. But I had doubts that was cleared by himself, and that was that he was the same masked person. Itachi confirmed it. And now that is left is Itachi is there as our spy. I see. Should I tell the kid? When the time is right, we will. But for the time being, no. But what if his mother decides to? That is their decision then. We are not to interfere. As now we see, back at the hospital, when Naruto and Sasuke entered Mikoto's room, she was bandaged up and was resting. Mokage-chan, are you okay? I'm fine, Sasuke. And you, young one? Itachi called you Naruto, right? So you were alive all this time? Yes. I was raised by the Anbu corps. I see. So they decided to take you in and train you to be a shinobi. They are my family, man, with all due respect. You know I was a friend of your mother, and she wished for me to be your godmother. Unfortunately, I failed to do so. No, you didn't fail in anything. Circumstances and fate didn't allow us to meet until now, but we can give it a try. I see. Don't worry. Sasuke is safe and without harm. What about Itachi? Why are you still thinking about that murderer? Itachi did what was right, son. What? Said Naruto and Sasuke both. What do you mean by that? I mean, we and both saw that he was trying to kill you again, and not only that, because we were involved in a coup, Naruto. Sasuke, your father was planning a coup. I tried to stop him, but he didn't listen. So I knew I had to prepare myself for your sake, for everyone's sake, to pay the ultimate price, since I was the head clan head's wife. And whatever he suffers, I suffer as well. Mother, you don't have to. We could have. Itachi was trying his best to prevent that from happening, but your father went ahead and killed even Shisui. What? Father wouldn't do that. You don't know, Sasuke, what atrocities the Uchiha clan has committed. He did what he did. And I as well know that your father didn't regret a single action. I see. As after that, Sasuke ran away after that. As Naruto then said, you don't have to worry about it. I'll watch over him. As after that, Naruto comforted Sasuke in a brotherly manner, and not only that, both of them formed a bond that day. Bond that strong that could never be broken. A brotherly one. And the next day forward, Naruto brought him in to the Anbu Corps. And the 3 Genin team from the Anbu Corps was made. As now we have a time skip. Time skip to the end of the academy years. As now we see the 3 of them were standing in front of Dragon Commander Anbu, who has been training them rigorously. Since Sasuke was the youngest edition 3 years ago, we see that Sasuke was the junior in the team, while Naruto being the senior. And Sasuke learned 2 things. Hinata was madly in love with Naruto, and Naruto also liked Hinata. And Sasuke and Naruto were like brothers as well, but he also saw the whole Anbu squadron as his family. And more specifically so, as Kakashi as a mentor, because he has vowed to take him under his wing and train him. As for Naruto, he first trained with Tenzo, but later trained with every other shinobi and even Dragon himself. Since Dragon couldn't become both his sensei and the head commander, he gave that job to Tenzo. And finally, Hinata was left, and she was given the option to train with Might Guy, Anko, as well as a Kurenai, which was appointed by her father. And so she decided to do so. And after 2 more years of training and doing missions, which allowed them to gain even more name and fame in the whole elemental nations, we see that finally the chance arrived for Naruto to have his first kill, but he hesitated. But Sasuke did not. As now we see Hinata standing in front of Naruto with anger in her eyes. Why did you not do it, Naruto? I froze. If that man wasn't killed by me, Naruto, he would have killed you or either one of us. You have to get your head straight. It is high time you let go of that trauma, but taking a life is wrong. Naruto, we live in a shinobi world, brother. It's either them or us. We have no choice but to survive. I know, but still. That is it, Naruto. We are going back and reporting exactly what happened, and this time we're not hiding anything. As after the disappointing report given by Hinata in her regards, that is when we see Hiruzen realize that he raised Naruto right. There is nothing wrong with that, Hinata. Some shinobis tend to do that. But you know, Naruto, you can break a bone or 2, or can even knock them out, or make them paralyzed. Really? Yes, but that wouldn't, kill them? No. Shinobis are trained, Naruto. They are trained to be killers, and so are sent to be Konoichi. Leave the killing to Sasuke and Hinata. If you know it is too much for you, then let them deal with it. They are also strong, and your teammates. You don't have to bear this burden alone. But I don't want to fall behind. When the time comes, I will get rid of this hesitation. And that came way too soon, as the mission arrived for Naruto. 1 year later, just after 1 year when he and Jiraiya were training in the Anbu sectors and he became a part of the Toad clan, that Jiraiya was captured by the Akatsuki, as the 3 of them had to go and retrieve him back. After their arrival there, a huge confrontation happened, but thanks to Naruto and the other 2 who have trained rigorously, they were able to deal with Akatsuki, and Sasuke and Itachi had their confrontation, but due to the Genjutsu, Sasuke revealed that he knew everything. And so, Itachi, in the end, sided with them and dealt with Kisame and the others, and also with the masked person, and as well as the Venus flytrap man, known as Zetsu. As their encounter happened, we see that a huge battle commenced. Naruto for the first time was on the losing end, as Naruto knew he has to do it. Kurama, what is it, kid? You know what to do, right? I placed a seal on you in the mindscape. I don't think I can continue, and so can they. I'm going to set you free so you won't be able to put under genjutsu. You have to finish them. Leave this to me, kid. As Naruto unlocked the seal, as his body was in deep pain, as something was ripped out of him, as Kurama appeared in the reality and caused havoc and destruction in Amegakure, leveling the whole village as well as taking care of the masked person and Zetsu and everyone because they were shocked that they couldn't put it under genjutsu. And as for Jiraiya, he was saved by Sasuke, and Naruto was in a comatose state. As surprising thing was, Kyuubi was the one who took them back to the village. Seeing the Kyuubi back again, everyone was surprised and shocked, and most of all scared. Most of all were ANbus as well as Hiruzen himself, thinking that Naruto was dead. But the good news arrived when Naruto unconsciously arrived there. But Hiruzen knew it was far from over. I will go back to the kid's seal and make sure everything that happened is undone. As now we see Kurama disappeared back into the seal as he began to heal Naruto from within. And so Tsunade and Jiraiya as well as Sasuke's journey to get Tsunade back to the village began, as Hinata tried her best to convince them to return, but she didn't listen. In the end, Sasuke had to use his genjutsu, which she broke out of, to convince her. As after a huge fight and confrontation, she returned and healed her godchild, which was placed by Minato himself, and she realized that she no longer feared blood any longer. As now we see Naruto woke up to a bear hug and a huge amount of scolding from all of his family members and his Kage, and especially from, his girlfriend Hinata. And in the end, Naruto was glad that everything was over and dealt with. But Naruto didn't know that his poor soul was going through a lot of trouble, and this was already the beginning of it. As fast forward 8 years later, we see that a young adult Naruto was standing on an aisle, and in front of him was Hinata. But she wasn't alone, and she looked mad as hell because right next to her was Ino as well as Yujito from Kumo. Since they made a political alliance, these two were also allied, and somehow his father was able to fuck up during a drinking session with all of them when they made an alliance that they should have a political marriage. And since then, the two of them were also there present. Naruto, I so want to beat you and kill your father again. But Hinata-chan, that is not possible. Well, you know what? I'm not that mad. I mean, you're a nice catch, and to be honest, quite handsome too. Well, I'm not mad either. I mean, you're quite a cutie, blondie. And plus, we match. As Hinata was on the losing end, but Sasuke and everyone else was enjoying this. And so much more was Kakashi and as well as Jiraiya, thinking that it was a gold mine that they discovered. And as for Naruto, poor his soul, may God have mercy on him, his, challenges were just beginning. As this is where I'm going to be leaving this short movie off, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel, as this is Apollo Uchiha, and I'm signing off for the day. Peace!